Hey family, so I was so hesitant to do this video. I really still hesitant, but I feel like it's important for people to know exactly what goes on in this government contracting world and these government contracting streets, because it can get really, really ugly, really fast. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Here on the Sheenapreneur channel, I share information about government contracting, veteran business content, and other business tips. Don't forget to check out the GovCon for Winners course that teaches 3-tier contracting: federal, local, and corporate contracting. Now let's get to it. So, still hesitant. So I was canceled. Super canceled.
Extra canceled.
For one of my contracts. And what had happened was I bid on a contract that was, it was appealing. It was something that I had done in another fashion on the commercial side. So I had the data, I had the pricing, I had, all those things. And I was, I thought it was going to be easy breezy. I hired someone to do it. And the legal way of middleman, I was going to hire a sub to do the work. And the work was actually about 6 hours away from me. So it wasn't like do or die, where if it was in California or Alaska, I couldn't make it there if I needed to. But, preferably you do not want to have to jump and go do your own contracts when you think you have someone who can perform the work for you. So this particular one, it was a federal contract, and I was like, okay, I can do this. This is going to work. And so boom, first purchase order comes in, and I'm like, where is sub at? Like, why is this sub not answering or responding? So I'm talking to my caption manager, my program manager, and she's like, no, they're not going to do it for the price that we initially thought we could do the price for. And so I'm like, well, the contract is only for this, it was a very small contract, but it was appealing because it was going to be extremely easy for me. Meaning all I had to do was send an invoice. I didn't have to see the items. I didn't have to go there. I didn't have to do anything. And it just was a sexy sounding thing. So I was, thinking that it was going to be easy breezy, even if I made a small amount of profit. I do not preach small profit. I'm just saying this is what it is. So I'm just being, 100% transparent right now. And so with that, I was like, okay, there's no one that's going to perform this contract. So what am I supposed to do? So I went and performed the contract myself. The agony. Performed the contract. It was not easy. There was a lot of driving. I did a turn and burn in one day, 6 hours, really 7 hours, because you got to stop and get gas. 7 hours there, 7 hours back in one day, like a whole beast out here. And so that's not preferred. That is a lot. And, I had to actually go back and bring the items back that following Monday. So I get the items on Friday, drop them back off on Monday, did 2 turn and burns within 4 or 5 days. And I am not as young as I used to be. So even though I'm a road warrior and I don't mind driving, I actually prefer driving over flying sometimes, depending on the distance. It was a lot for anyone to do something, like a huge turn and burn like that, especially when there was work in between. And so with that, I'm like, oh no, this is not gonna, this is not gonna work. I can't do this. I cannot, even if it's once a month, twice a month, I cannot do this ever again. So what did I do? I emailed my COR and say, hey, COR, so here's what happened. Subcontractor said, hail to the no, and I need more money. Of course, not in those words. There was a lot of FAR references. I asked for a REA, which is request for equitable adjustment. And that was actually a term I learned, like literally when I was trying to figure out how I could ask for more money on this contract. Again, thinking outside of the box. If you saw my other videos, talk about thinking outside of the box and inside of the box, because sometimes you just have to be creative and just be your own lawyer if you need to get things done, especially if it's getting done expeditiously. So requested for an equitable adjustment, REA, and they were like, slap, no. In a nice way, in a nice email, they said, no, ma'am, we're going to terminate you for convenience. And so in my mind, all I heard was terminate, wah, 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 wah. Or even read it. I read terminate, blah, 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 blah. Didn't understand what that meant, really. I knew there was a difference, there was levels to this, where some is like a death sentence and some are like, it's not that bad. So I contact my attorney in a frantic, panic, like 911 emergency, like, I was terminated. Am I gonna die? Is my business gonna die? And so my attorney is very, 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 he's amazing. And he works with government and local contracting. So he's like, he can do this stuff in his sleep. And I just went through the whole story kind of like I am with you all, or just, more in depth. And I said, I was terminated for convenience. And his answer was, great. And I'm like, great? Did you not hear me say terminated? And he was just like, no, termination for convenience is not a death sentence. It's basically like a get out of jail free card. And what it does is it says that, hey, the government and the company agrees that this contract is not going to work for either of them. Now you can look at that and say, well,
that still is bad, Sheena.
But it's not terrible. It's not, they're not telling, with the termination for convenience in itself is not a death sentence showing that you suck as a business. However, if they report on your CPARs that you are unable to fulfill this contract because of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and you're just a dirtbag company, that's a whole nother story. Actually, a topic for another video where I will discuss like how your CPARs is read and what you need to do and how you can correct things. But for the purpose of this video, as long as they're not bashing you in your CPARs, which is like the report card for your government contracting, as long as they're not bashing you on that, then you should be just fine. Hopefully, it can be a sting. It is a sting. I mean, you don't want to go and put all this effort and time and resources into bidding on a contract, winning, and then getting terminated, regardless of what it was. But I know daggone well I was not going to do another turn and burn. And because there wasn't enough money, unfortunately, I wasn't able to make that successfully work out. So I just wanted to share my story with you to let you know that even if you were canceled, even on the federal side, that doesn't mean that it's the end for you. So just keep being encouraged. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Please stay tuned for all of my videos where I am coming from a contractor that's in the field, former veteran, your favorite veteran entrepreneur. Please make sure if you have any questions, go ahead and list them there in the comments, or you can book a consultation with me. The link is in the description. Till next time, see you.